Herbivore. Herbivore.
Good evening. Sorry we're late. Where do I need to get? How are we all doing? Gemma's on her way. Hi any Patreons or channel members watching this on the replay. Thank you so much for your continued support. Applejar is in the house. Our good friend General Applejar. Hello guys. Sorry I've been rather absent. Had a lot going on. I was also very sick for some time. I'm so sorry to hear that. That sucks. You don't deserve it. Getting better slowly. I'm glad to hear that. Hope you guys are healthy, wealthy, and wise. I think we're one of those. We're one of those three at the minute. We're working on the other two. So good to see you, Applejar. Hit me up on a DM if you ever want to chat. Good old Andre is in the house. Kelly Horrocks, Vegemite Codbod. Luca Rosman. Where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene there? And how's veganism treating you? If indeed you are vegan, maybe you're vegan curious, or maybe you're here to kick off with everyone. I guess we'll find out. What?
I said, don't do that.
Don't do that, we're weedy vegans. Angharad is here. Hello from my mam Fudge and I. Do follow Angharad, she's a lovely YouTuber. Nicky Northern British Gamers in the house. Andre, Hench Herbivore, you know I love you and your style, thank you, but your starting music is so intense. That's me, I'm a little bit intense. Decided to cause more heart attacks than dairy. Consider yourself a little more. It's just not me, Andre. It's just not me. I don't do chill. Jem,
Yeah?
when's the last time you heard me listening to some chill music, would you say? Never. I've never listened to it. Don't know what it is. I suppose I should probably consider my audience rather than, but I don't know, it's not my personality. Kelly would miss it if the music changed. I might be going to hip hop. But I do love that theme, no? Sarah Roberts is in the house. She's being cheeky. Get out of there. Kelly, I always think of a question in the last 5 minutes and think, I'll save it for next time, and then I forget. Yeah, that's me all over. Richard Benham's in the house. Good to see you. Good old Kieran Forrest is here. Howdy. Howdy to you. Andre, my brother's wedding is tomorrow. Very small. I'm the MC. Nice. Never been so nervous about speaking at an event. I'm proud how far I've gone with my social anxiety. Wish you good luck, Andre. Good luck. I'm sure you will do your brother proud. It's funny sometimes when it's important. It's like we can sort of step up and be a bit braver than normal. But yeah, I've struggled with that. Pamo Dorino is in the house. Good old Vegan Gains. Do subscribe to her. She's freaking fantastic.
Here I am. Oh no, I'm still not here yet. Where's my computer? Oh good. Hello everybody. Sorry update. So unorganised this evening.
Vegan Gains. Did I say Gains last time? Vegan Gains is saying late.
I know.
It's your fault we were late.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's so hot. I won't tell you what we've been up to. Love the use of emojis there, Angharad.
And
What?
Someone, Kelly, was
Flipping heck.
saying that they think of a question in the last 5 minutes. Ask it on the Discord if you want. Yeah. Chat away on there if you want to. And one reason why I'm a little bit later than I might have been, just by a couple of minutes, is that I opened up an email I shouldn't have opened up. It was too exciting. So, as you know, we're working on the course all about how to be successful at plant-based eating, and it's just about done. We're just created a PDF that goes along with the course with a load of helpful stuff.
PDF.
Like, so it's like, guides, a load of stuff you need to know. And the first draft just came back from the lovely Emma, which is Goji Man's wife. She's a graphic designer. She's the woman. She's
The man with the Midas touch.
She's amazing.
A mofo spider's touch. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see a little sneak preview? I've got a window set up to show you like YouTube, but it might be in the right sort of box, so you might just be able to see it. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
You might want to just move somewhere for a minute.
Okay, here I go.
So here's the downloadable stuff.
I just gave her a load of words, and this is what she's created, like a load of stuff.
Shopping list.
So this is some of the stuff that you get with the course. Oh, it's so...
Appliance stuff.
Oh, there's just loads of stuff. Loads of helpful stuff. And we're going to add more to it as well, actually. It's just...
Oh, get your different fruits and vegetables in.
Yeah, so there's lots of recipes in video format, you know, because it's a video course, obviously. But we've written them up for you as well. Plus the 2 cookbooks will be coming with the course. It's just like, I was so excited. I feel like we've just put everything into it, you know?
Should we put photos with these recipes?
I didn't bother because of how there's a video for them. So if we didn't have the video, I would have done. So I don't like it when recipes don't have a photo. That really annoys me. But because of how there's video, I didn't bother with these ones. Yeah, we've got the list of nutrient requirements. So, you know, with the course, it's not like we're saying, oh, be careful to get this nutrient and that nutrient. No, we're saying eat whole plant foods and you get everything that you need. However, some people, maybe they want to understand, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe their iron's low because of some, you know, previous issue before they went plant-based, something like that, and then they want to understand, oh, okay.
This is great.
Oh, we're going to change that. Anyway, yeah, so maybe they want to understand, like, oh, how much iron do I really need? You know, for example, something like that. Oh, you've got the list, you can just refer to it, you know?
Oh, what have I done? I need to go back to this.
And it's by age, so say you've got a child and you want to know, oh, okay, how much, like, iodine should they really be having? Go to the chart, it's all there. We're back.
How did you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's just a part of it. That's just a part of the course.
What is there, 14 videos?
Yeah, 14 modules so far. Yeah. We're thinking of adding 1 or 2 more, aren't we, at some point?
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is...
Yeah, work in progress.
If anyone's already purchased it and we come out with another video that we think, yeah, this needs to go in the course, we'll just send it to the people who've already bought the course, so you won't miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can get more stuff as time goes on.
Yeah. We're going to have like a login place for it, so it'll be hosted on a site. You know, once you've bought it, you'll be sent a login or whatever, and you just go there and log in, and you can view it any time for the rest of your life. You know, you can always go back to it. So excited.
Yeah.
It's good to know people who can do stuff that you can't do very well. Delegate, you know. I think it's really important.
Della or Feligits. Name that film.
Don't know.
Phantom Menace. There was Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
Thanks for the big ups, Pomo. Reshang, hey Paul, great to see you. How are you doing? Really good, thanks. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, we're on the precipice of getting our. That was a good word for me, wasn't it? We're on the precipice of getting our video course out, and
yeah, so close now.
We've been working hard on that. It's been a lot of work.
Because, you know, a lot of people, since you quit doing plans, have said to you, oh, I want like a plan, like how, you know. So this is like something that they could go to, isn't it? Like, it's not a specific plan for them, but it covers everything they need to know and how to work out all the stuff that they need to know. So I'm so excited.
I'm just looking something up. Can you carry on?
Yeah, I just haven't managed to find the chat on my computer yet because my internet was connected to someone else's house I went to. I looked after 2 dogs today. My friend had a funeral, so I looked after a puppy. She said he was a puppy, but he was massive. He was the type of breed where at 8 months old, he was humongous. He was jumping all over me, but he was very cute. Are you there? Are you ready?
Too cool. Glad to see you've recently reacquainted with the most favourite friend of yours, aka Sewage, the Sewage Nutritionist. Aww. Yeah, I like to just keep them in check a little bit now and again. Vegan gaze, I am intense AF. That's very true.
Are you?
Yeah, I like to think so. Evan Pine, here's a question. Do you think there's a line we can draw between animals and plants? What? I should effing well hope so. And is the distinction that we make really functional? Is it just linguistic? I take it you're non-vegan, and if you think like mowing the lawn is the same as murdering a load of pigs, well, you need to swap places with your victims. There's me being intense. Luca, man, I'm just considering going vegan because of you. Ah, good on ya. Good on ya. Let us know if we can help you in some way. Jiggle, you look 5 years younger than last time I saw you. What's the secret? It's a shave, I reckon. Looks good on you. I did have a little trim up today.
He looks very handsome, doesn't he? Very handsome. You should see him when he shaves his beard all off. You look so different.
I look like a 5-year-old. Andre, I could get behind some hip hop. All right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Is it Jan or Jan? I'm going to say Jan because I just feel like it's Jan for some, but I don't know why. I hope that you and everyone in chat have a lovely evening. Yeah, we are, aren't we?
That's very kind. I'm having a great day. I am, in life, emotions ebb and flow, and like I've had my share of down days over many years. I've been doing so much healing, and it's just really paying off. Things like counselling and meditation, etc. And the last 2 days, I'm just flying. I'm absolutely flying.
She's walking in the air.
Excited and feel great.
Sarah's saying hello to you.
Sarah. That's Sarah. I didn't know if you meant Sarah Matthews for some reason.
Michael Pujades, my wife wants to hear you say raspberries. Raspberries.
Like dirty.
Raspberries.
Dirty raspberries.
Do you say raspberries or raspberries?
Raspberries.
Or do you just go... Well, she's kinky. You got a good one there. I did say gates. I thought I did. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Help! Luca, why is this for sale? What? I wouldn't be selling bovine mammary secretion leftovers. What the hell what are you talking about? Evan, oh, that's not for me. I agree that animals, how we usually think, oh, I'm sentient and feel pain. I'm vegan, don't worry, but the line becomes very blurry eventually, like the sponge. Don't worry about it, I say. Don't worry about it. Focus on the important things in life, like blocked drains and leaky roofs. Jan, a question for Paul and Gemma. Who was the person that motivated you the most to become vegan? I was very influenced though by Dr. Gregor, I would say.
The first person that turned me vegan was Dr. Doug Graham, the raw guy, the 8-10-10 guy. Not because I believed a raw diet was amazing or anything, but just because I wasn't vegan and I was eating a high fat diet and I felt like death, and loads of everyone out there was saying, oh, for systemic candida, you want to eat high fat and no carbs, and I hated it. I did it for so long. And this one guy, Doug Graham, he was just saying, oh, no, you eat high fruit, like high grains, no, he didn't say grains actually, high fruit he was, but he was saying high carb was the point. And I was just like, I'm so sick of this, what have I got to lose? And within a week of doing it, I felt better than I'd felt in a very long time. And so if it wasn't for stumbling upon that piece of information, who knows what my life would have looked like. So from there, I didn't continue to be really inspired by him, not that he's not doing great things, but then I became inspired by, I guess, other plant-based doctors. Yeah, Gary Orofsky, I've seen someone put.
Yeah, he's great.
Who else? In the earlier days, I think I found the raw movement. So, people like Freely, I came across. I liked their sort of health message, and yeah, it's just loads of people now. Anyone doing a great thing where they're promoting a message of compassion is good with me.
Polish vegan, do you have any recipes for the air fryer? Yeah, we've got 2 videos on our channel with 3 recipes each for the air fryer. You also to look them up, but the curried chickpeas is very good. I like kale chips. We do a lot of tofu and tempeh, don't we? Tempeh bacon.
Falafels are great in there. Sweet potato chips are particularly good because in the oven they tend to still be a bit soggy, but in the air fryer they don't crisp up the same as chips, but they go much crisper than they do in the oven. They turn out actually really nice.
Do you mind if I quickly just get a top up?
I do not mind. Go ahead. I can't survive without you these days. Before, when we first started streaming, I'd be like, no, don't go. Oh, I'll be so embarrassed I can't do it. Now I'm just like, I can do it. The progression feels good. Who's saying things?
You're getting very confident.
John is saying you did a good job destroying Sperrich.
Thank you very much.
Some of your videos.
He's quite easily destroyed. He destroys himself.
Mitch Armour has been vegan for 20 years and still learn new things from you both. Ah, that's nice.
Ah, Mooncat's here. hello to you, brother.
I think I saw. Oh, well, you're going to get to that in a minute. I'll let you get to the.
Yep.
You know.
Being a realist in the house. Oh, well done. Let's give Mitch a round of applause. That's fantastic.
20 years, wow.
Oh, God,
I
damn.
bet the movement has changed so much for you in that time. Especially, well, yeah, especially in terms of just like what you can get, you know, as a vegan, like food-wise.
Evan, stop being so bloody silly. Bivalves are unconscious. They're not plants, though, are they? They're animals. A vegan diet just doesn't have animals in it. That's the definition. So why are you trying to look for ways to like just eat dirty bottom feeders?
I think he's vegan, I think he said though, isn't he?
Well, he says he is, but I'm questioning it.
Is he just really determined to get to the...
He's trying to find the truth of things. I think I'm a bit grumpy. I just don't care. I just think let's just eat plants. They're the healthiest. And
I think you don't want to bother worrying about things that you don't need to focus your energy on. You're like, you want to focus on the main topic, sort of thing.
Yeah, and like, you know, all right, I suppose, I don't know if their sentience is a bit more questionable. I mean, what's the deal? I don't even know what the deal is with them. But what I will say is they've got better things to do than be eating, haven't they? And you don't want to be eating dirty shiz off the bottom of the ocean, which is the sewers of mankind.
Yeah.
Oh. Where the hell was I?
You were being grumpy at that point.
I was being grumpy. Sorry if I'm grumpy today. I don't mean to be. Rob Wogg's in the house. Now, I don't know if he's still going, but he used to have... Are you still doing some videos, Rob? Subscribe to him if so. He's a lovely Australian man, I believe. I seem to recall. How you doing, Rob? Good to see you, brother.
I eat my dinner.
Lovely guy.
Mine, so it doesn't look very colourful on there. You can't see that I've got like...
Oh, that looks rank.
So I've got red lentils, buckwheat, and then I put it in a pan with water. And I just chucked a load of frozen stuff in.
It's grey on the
It does
screen.
look grey. That's nicer in real life. So I put spinach, sweet corn, peppers. I can't remember what else. Just all frozen stuff. Chucked it in, cooked it up, and then I put some seasonings in it when it was done because I didn't have much time.
Oh, that's little Bella's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Bella.
Happy birthday indeed.
Oh. Mooncat, can we give you a quick call after the stream or will you be busy? I'd like to wish Bella a happy birthday. Bless her. John Galt, what are your thoughts on a raw vegan diet? It's not for me simply because I feel that the more range of whole plant foods we eat, like the more different types of fibre we eat, and then we have a better diversity of gut microbes, which has, from my understanding, the best potential for like the ultimate health outcome. However, if it's well planned, like I don't really see an issue with it as such. We ate high. Well, I guess we ate raw really. I used to use a couple of protein shakes because obviously being a bodybuilder, but I was eating mostly fruitarian really. For a couple of years, but I always had a bit of gut dysbiosis with it. And the minute I ate a more diverse diet, you know, with a lot of starches, still high raw, but putting a load of starches in and legumes and stuff. And I just figured like I was missing out on broccoli and garlic and kale.
I missed having warm dinners like potatoes. I really missed things like potatoes when I was raw. Not that I felt good on it. For me, I was coming from feeling really bad, so in comparison, I felt very good. I can't say I noticed a huge difference when I went over to more cooked food, except sometimes I'd notice, like if I, say we like cycled into the city or something, or we were doing some kind of cycling, I would feel a little more sluggish and tired if I just eaten a big meal of like, say, jack potato and beans or something, or if we had that in the city and had to cycle home. But if I had just like a big smoothie, I didn't feel that sort of slight dip in energy, you know, where I was busy digesting food, I suppose, like more.
Interesting. Anything else that I want to say about it? I think, like, and as well, depending on, I mean, obviously there's different iterations of I see that you've put a raw diet, a raw vegan diet. You know, there's different iterations. I guess if you were using lots of, sprouted legumes and things.
Plenty of greens, not just fruit.
Yeah, I guess you could like get plenty of protein really. If you're going to go like high fruit, I would say it's makes it fairly difficult unless you're living in the tropics somewhere. I think that would be a lot easier. You have to have so much fruit on the go constantly and ripening and coming up and being ready. I think it takes a little more planning, but you know, a lot of people say they have amazing results, so perhaps it's worth it, you know, for a lot of people. So I wouldn't raspberry it. Raspberry's tiki. Hi, Matthew Carvel. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Hi, Vegmet Codbod.
He's a good one. Oh, Rooksme just subscribed. Welcome to the channel if you're in the chat. Thanks for joining. I think Rishang might be bigging me up. Thanks if so. Aidan Dwart's in the house. Oh, Melissa Smith just subscribed as well. Welcome to the channel. We're good, thank you, Aidan. How are you? Where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene there? And how is veganism treating you? I think you might be new to the chat, or at least I don't think I remember you commenting before. Right, where the hell was I? Johnny Mayon, I made the chickpea tuna recipe you put up on Facebook the other day, and that's one of my favourite lunches. That is super delicious, isn't it?
One of my favourite lunches.
I love it. It's from our Where'd You Get Your Protein cookbook. That cookbook and this Virtuous Vegan Desserts one, currently half price, just $4.99. Link in the description. No, but seriously, do give us some money. Luca, what's up with that meat eater with long hair? Is he stupid? Surridge? I suppose he has got a little bit of hair, hasn't he? Yeah, he is really. He believes his own. He makes a load of stuff up and then believes it. Yeah, dear Paul and Gemma. Although I know that fruit is much healthier than candy, is there still a limit to how much fruit can be considered healthy? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Dr. Gregor says no, according to the data. But then the True North Clinic, they suggest that you can eat a bit too much.
They said if they'd never seen a healthy fruitarian, but the people that go there are usually sick, so that's one thing I'll say.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said if you're just eating nothing but fruit all day, every day, it's a lot of is it fructose or something about
fructose.
How it's a bit of a burden for the liver because it ferments, like the fermentation, so it's like alcohol, like something like that. It's a bit of a burden.
Other foods ferment as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that was what Dr. Clapper said when I was there, but that was many years ago. Don't know if he's got a different view, but he was talking about people who eat nothing but fruit, you know. So maybe when Dr. Gregor says there's no limit on fruit, he's not thinking people just eat fruit, is he? Yeah. He's thinking they'd eat other things, but they could eat a lot of fruit, you know.
To be fair, I still eat tons of fruit, and I would say about a third of my carbs, half to a third of my carbs, 2/5, let's say, comes from fruit. A hell of a lot, and I love it. Not felt any negative side effects. Richard, hi Paul and Gemma, is there a vegan barcode scanner in the supermarket? I used Spoon Guru previously. No, I've never heard of anything like that. If anyone knows better, that would be great to know about. The reality of things, Hench, can you shout out my sister? She's a big fan. Her name is Soumya Ramani. Soumya Ramani, hello, how are you doing? Thanks for being a Hench Herbivore supporter. I really appreciate you. Well said, Vegmet. Mitch, the movement is really a movement now, not just being nice anymore. Thanks, Gemma, for the self-care messages you do on Instagram, following me there as my vegan wellies. I know that name. Timon Hageman has just subscribed. Well, I've got a lot of subscribers going on. Thanks. Born Sticky. What do you think about these fake meats? Horrible and highly processed food. Horrible. These can't be more damaging to the human body. These can be more damaging to the body. More than organic meat, I guess you're going to say. I would say they're all probably equally horrible. Just because like some flesh is like not eating like conventionally grown grains or whatever, like it's still got fat, trans fats and cholesterol, which is the #1 cause of death in humans. So I wouldn't, you can't polish a turd. But no, vegan processed food can be as bad. In some cases, yeah, it can be worse.
Some are better than others. You could get some burgers or meatballs or some kind of, meat substitutes that have very little oil. It's one of the very last ingredients. If you're gonna eat it, go for that. Or like you can get like tempeh in little jars of water that don't usually have oil. Things like that. Like go for like better, healthier options if you're gonna have it. Or ideally, make your own stuff. Make your own like tempeh and burgers and things. But not everyone has the time, do they?
Jose, hey Paul, is it true that we need to limit our fibre intake? Hell no! Only if we want to limit our lifespan. So, when you first go, if you're going to go like whole foods plant-based and eat like entirely just fibre-rich foods, because historically you've not eaten that way, you won't have sufficient of the healthy Prevotella types of gut bacteria in the colon to process all the fibre. So you can, when you first change, if you did it all straight off the bat, 100%, you could have like gas, bloating, pain, changes to gut motility, and a lot of people say, oh, my body don't like healthy food, so I'll carry on eating a load of old shit. And but what they should say is, oh, I ate a horrible diet historically, I've got pathogenic gut bacteria instead of the good ones. What I should do is just slowly take out some of the fibre-rich foods, and slowly take out some of the low-fibre foods, animal products and processed junk, and then slowly a bit more fibre-rich, and then just take a few short weeks, slowly transition over. The gut microbiome will have time to change. It don't take awfully long because those bacteria, they're like rabbits. They multiply like crazy. So the time you'd want to limit it would be like initially, according to the science. There's no upper limit for the more fibre you eat, like the lower your stroke risk, all-cause mortality risk. It's an inverse correlation. It is causal. But if you're struggling, like just, don't go too mad, especially at first. If you develop gut issues like infections or just certain types of issues like SIBO, those people would have to limit their fibre, but in the meantime they need to diagnose what is the problem, treat the problem, and then, once they're healed, they can eat tons of fibre. On average, apparently, I think like some modern tribes people and Paleolithic man ate between like 100 and 150 grams of fibre per day. I've gone up as high as 160 with no issue. When I first did it, I went 100% straight off the bat, and I did have issues for a time, but it was relatively short-lived, happily. But yeah, the more fibre the better, if you can handle it well.
Yeah, if you want to know more about like issues, go check out the Goji Man channel.
Oh, he's blinking great. Mantis Jugd. What is your favourite Frankie Goes to Hollywood song? I don't know any off the top of my head, but they were around in my sort of youth. I'm vaguely aware of the band. Two Tribes, I'm going to say. Two Tribes.
Oh yeah, I remember that
one. John Gates, do you experience any digestive issues on a vegan diet? Again, like there's vegan and there's vegan, and but yeah. So I'm eating a whole foods vegan diet, and no, I have like I say when went whole foods plant-based, you know, because I did it straight off the bat, 100%. Yeah, I had some issues initially. And a couple of years back, I did develop SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, where, you know, bacteria that should live in the colon migrate backwards through the ileocecal valve into the small intestine. My theory is that because I was bulking, I was eating predominantly whole foods, I was eating so much and so regularly, I've seen now that to not get SIBO, you really want to leave 3 3/4 hours at least between your meals. You want like a 12-hour break at least where you're not eating. And so it's quite simply, I was eating too much too regularly, and that is my theory how I likely developed it. I think everything's just forced open all the time and just, you know, you're just overloading it. But anyway, I've been fine ever since. I worked with Goji Man, as Gemma just spoke about, and yeah, super well.
He's the man. He really is the man.
The man with the Midas touch. A mofo spider's touch. John Gategoltz, have you ever tested your gut microbiome? No, I did get sent a kit. I got sent a kit, and then I just forgot about it, and I went to do it the other day, and then it's like months out of date. So yeah, I've not done it. I would like to hope, you know, I basically eat dozens of different whole plant foods every week. It should be off the charts good. You know, I've not had antibiotics in many years. Doing all the good things, sleep well, exercise, I get into nature, all things that benefit your gut microbiome. So I'd hope it's good. Maybe I'll do a test. If any companies are watching and you want to send me a test kit, now's the time. Kelly, chickpea nuggets from the cookbook for tea again. Nice, good choice. Mooncat will be about after the stream. Yeah, we'll give him a quick call, shall we? Give him a quick call, see how that girl Bella's doing. Is Bella watching right now, Mooncat? Is Bella watching now, or is she otherwise occupied?
What's
she doing on? Sarah, do you have any suggestions for getting enough fat in a vegan diet? I've been adding nuts and seeds, but since I'm trying to lose weight, it's tough to make them work with my calories. So suggestions for getting enough, but then you're saying it's tough to make them work with my calories.
Getting the fat nutrients that you need? You're struggling to get the...
I would say if you're dieting, like I would go like 10 to 15% of calories from fat. I wouldn't go below 30 grams a day, but I wouldn't want to go too high in fats because it does make it hard to fit it in with your not just your calories, but like you want a good volume of food to keep you satiated. Mm-hmm. So I would be doubling down on low calorie fruit, low calorie vegetables. Of course, you want some legumes, some whole grains or tubers, nuts and seeds, avocado. You want to make that really quite a small part of the diet. To be from my perspective, from my understanding of the science, and from my experience as a dieter and as a PT.
I feel like you want to put your food into a chronometer to check if you're getting everything that you need. You don't have to do it like every day all the time. You know, if you put your food in and you see you're smashing it, great. But if there's like a bit of a gap somewhere, you can think, is this how I normally eat? And am I missing out on something there? Make
sure you're getting at least 2.2 grams of ALA, you know, the short chain omega-3. So that usually requires like a tablespoon of ground flax or chia, or maybe up to 2. And if some people are poor converters, you might need even more. To be honest, particularly if you're dieting, I would add in a DHA supplement, like 250 milligrams, either DHA or combined EPA DHA. I'll be adding that in as a safeguard, and then you haven't got to go so mad with this flax and chia. Of course, you want some omega-6 as well, so you want to be eating other nuts and seeds apart from those.
And congratulations on losing 40 pounds. That's an immense amount of weight. Well done. Well done for sure.
Oh, you're down 40. Oh, I thought you were saying you had 40 pounds to go. Well done. Let's give Sarah a round of applause.
That is amazing. 40 pounds. Wow.
That's great going. Right, I just want to look something up.
Okay. She's saying, yeah, my fat nutrients. Yeah, so she's wanting to know how to hit her
Okay,
fat nutrients.
so you want at least 2.2 grams of ALA, and then like some of the fatty nutrients. So that's your essential fatty acids. Obviously, you want a little other nuts and seeds for omega-6. You do you, but for me, I don't aim for the RDA of omega-6 because that's like a sort of average of what people tend to get in a society where omega-6 deficiency doesn't present. We don't actually know how much you need. We just take an arbitrary number based on the population. The trouble is, it's a sick population eating tons of omega-6, which is pro-inflammatory, particularly the long chain arachidonic acid from things like chicken and eggs are the worst offenders for that. So yeah, I tend to not worry too much as long as I'm getting like at least 3x the amount of omega-6 relative to 3, and the 3 is at least like 2.2 grams for a female. Again, you might just like to add in an algae oil DHA supplement just as a safeguard. I mean, they're cheap enough. I think it's daft not to, really. And then, yeah, other nutrients of concern. If you're going lower fat, it can be harder to hit your vitamin E. So if you are, which you should be, having other nuts and seeds, I would go for something like almonds or preferably sunflower seeds. They're super high in vitamin E. I would maybe just have a Brazil nut. That will have probably at least 166% of your RDA for selenium, so you're not going to be low on selenium. 90% of people with bad COVID outcomes, I believe, were selenium deficient, so that is a nutrient of concern.
Someone is getting frustrated because we've not got to their 3 questions, but they're right down the bottom of the chat, so we're
bloody hell.
So you just have to wait. We will get to them, or if you super chat, we answer those questions immediately.
We can be bribed. Govinda, is having a tablespoon of ground flaxseed sufficient omega-3s? Not for a man, no. Is it a big deal if I mistaking them a couple of days here and there? Omega-3 is an essential fatty acid, meaning it's essential that you eat it in order to be healthy. And if you have insufficiency for a while, you know, it's not a good look. You won't enjoy it. So, flaxseed. So a tablespoon of flax is 1.6 grams of ALA. So really, you want 2 tablespoons of ground flax or ground chia every day as a minimum for a man. So say you're having 3 or 4 a day and you miss one, well, that won't matter. But say you're just having the bare minimum and you miss a day, yeah, eventually that'll add up, you know. It don't matter on a rare occasion, but it's not something that you want to make much of a habit of. I really... And as well, flaxseed has those lignans which are really anti-cancer. So half of men making it to age 85 will have prostate cancer, whether or not it kills them. But the men with the most lignans in their prostate fluid have the least chance of that. And flax seeds have like 100 times the lignans of any other food. So you don't want to go too mad with flax seeds. It does create cyanide when you mix ground flax seeds with fluids. There is some cyanide produced. So you wouldn't want to have tons of it, but you know, 1 or 2 tablespoons is certainly going to be well within the safe tolerable upper daily limit. And typically I have a tablespoon of ground flax, and then I make the remainder up for my omega-3 requirements with ground chia seeds. But if one day, you know, I only had flax, well, I have had 4 tablespoons in a day, like on a rare occasion. I think the science is you'd need 50 grams of ultra fine ground, like the most contaminated flax seeds, to risk getting there the tolerable safe upper daily limit. So that would only be 40 grams, and like it may not be like a bad one that you've got, you know what I mean? And it might not be ultra fine ground either. Depends how much you grind them. Aidan, I've been here once. Okay, the vegan scene is pretty good here in Cali. Nice. You guys seem like Extremely sweet people. I wish there was more like you like that.
Oh,
Ah,
that's nice.
you're very kind. Love you, brother. Thank you. Matthew, I watched Game Changers the other day. Have you ever met anyone on the film? I like to meet Patrick Bermoon. I've met probably most of them. I was actually, I got involved in some of the filming. Who were we filming at the time? So James Wilkes obviously was there. And my training partner at the time, Mr. Barney Duplessis, he was the reigning Mr. Universe at the time. But his scene didn't get used because they had like 600 hours of footage for like, what is that, like a 90-minute film? I can't remember.
Something like that.
So, yeah, Patrick I've met a few times. He's super nice.
He's really nice.
He's
Super
really
nice.
chill, isn't he? We've worked out a few times, haven't we? That's been good fun.
Yeah.
Check it out on my channel for like Veg Fest videos. There's one with, we're all on the cover. There's
Vegan
Nemai's there.
You take over a gym, don't you?
Vegan, like gym takeover. I'll see if you can find it and pop it in the chat. That's a super fun day, wasn't it? Yeah, we basically, about 30 vegans took over this gym. I think it was in Bristol. And yeah, that was super cool. Rue, I'm not sorry, I don't know how to say your name, Bernardo. Have you ever talked to Sweet Anita? I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say possibly not.
I just posted it. That link was me.
Who's Sweet Anita? Andre, if you had to pick a new job, not related to veganism in any way, what? And not related to anything you've done before, what would you choose? Bloody hell, I've got no idea because I've just been dreaming of smashing it on the sort of vegan health and fitness, like some media platform. That's all I've ever focused on for the last few years. So I've got no bloody clue.
And all that interests me, like, is learning about healing, so emotional, mental, like wellness, healing on those levels, and what tools are available, and how might I be able to help others, and I keep thinking how might I make that into a job that I want to do at some point. What else would I do? It's hard, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Don't know is my answer to that one. Terrible answer. Two terrible answers.
I mean, I might be tempted to try like music or DJing, but I have done both before. So
I can see you as an actor.
oh, an actor. Yeah, but then I was in a couple of things, wasn't I? That Channel 4 short,
Yeah.
and
So I guess you've
it's
probably-
related.
Yeah.
It's related. You've got me, Andre. I've got no bloody clue. I've got no clue. If you had to pick a job not related to veganism and not related to anything you've done before, bloody hell.
I'd quite like to learn how to play the piano and how to sing. I don't know if I could make a job out of it. Well, I'm not any good at it, which is why I'm not doing it.
Well, I
but,
guess if you were doing it as a job, I guess that would mean you've got the hang of it.
Yeah, so maybe something, like that. I don't know.
I think for me it'd be something where I'm sort of performing in some way, which seems bonkers because I've been so like anxious around
It's who you are, accept
things.
it. Come
Yeah.
on. Super chats.
Super chat. Right, we've got 10 chuffs. Happy, healthy life. Thank you. Question. You said in your last video that plants are 60 times more nutrient dense. So specifically, it's vegetables are 16 times more nutrient dense than meat. Can you give me your source for this data? Thanks a lot, kids. I can. It came via Dr. Greger. It's actually a Harvard study. I don't have the link available. I've heard him basically say it over 300 times on an audiobook, How Not to Die.
So the reference for that will be in one of his resources in the back of the book.
Yeah, if you've got, there's hundreds of citations. That's the trouble with him. He cites everything. So it's likely in a nutrition facts video somewhere, or it will be in the How Not to Die appendices. I mean, we have got the paperback or that hard physical copy, but I just don't know how to find it, to be honest. But if you've got that book, then that's in there somewhere. Thank you for the super chat. And Eat Plants Connie donated 10 US pounds. Thanks, guys. No question, they're just supporting their local neighbourhood vegan YouTubers out of the kindness of their heart. Thank you.
That is very, very kind. Very much appreciated.
You're good people. Right. Shall I not go back too far? Because are we quite far behind?
I don't know is my answer to that question. I do not know. Oh, you're just there, so not too bad.
My sugar dad is controlling me. Hench, have you ever measured your arms? Yes, many times.
He's never not doing it. Well, not so much now.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
They got up to 18.5 inches at my biggest. Yeah, 18.5. Saba, if you went to jail and wouldn't be able to be vegan, what would your plan be? Refuse eating meat. I would plan not to go to jail.
You could just whatever's being served. Well, it depends, doesn't it? Say it's like a meal where the meat's in it. That's not so easy. You could pick it out, I guess. But still might gross you out. Or if it's like there's mash, there's chicken there, there's peas there. You could just have the vegetable part. Yeah. I mean, isn't veganism a protected sort of right now?
Yeah, you'd have to be in some backwater country for that to ever be a thing.
Yeah.
But
you could isn't there some religion that is vegan, so you could claim that you're part of that religion, so that you have to, so that they take it more seriously. Is what I'm kind of trying to.
But yeah, if just for the sake of a what's the type of question called?
Hypothetical.
For this hypothetical, God knows. Well, I mean, what could you do really? You could either starve or, I guess at that point it would be vegan to eat meat, so you wouldn't lose your V card.
I mean, could you say to the person serving you the food, can I have a bit more potatoes if I don't have any of that meat? Like if they have to serve it in a certain way.
It's not a bloody holiday camp, you know.
Well, I don't know.
Mike Bucher, hello, what do you think about potatoes? A ton today. I think they're lovely. You like them, don't you?
I love them.
I'm a huge fan.
Sweet potatoes
Mashed.
are more nutritious.
Yeah, so white are not as nutritious as sweet, but they are pretty nutritious. Some people worry about the glycemic index. I really don't. I sometimes eat tons of them.
And it's not like usually you just eat one thing anyway. It's not like you just eat potatoes. Usually you might have with some salad or some vegetables or like whatever. It's mixed, isn't it?
When I eat potatoes, I do eat at least half a kilo of them, to be fair. Chipped and baked in the oven or like air fried.
Or mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, love them. Particularly when I'm dieting. I will replace some of my grains with potatoes when I'm dieting.
Like you always say, everything's on a scale, isn't it? So there's healthier things you can eat, but they're in no way unhealthy as far as I am aware, is what I'd say.
Yeah. Big Spoon Bear, yo dude and do that. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Nick V, age gap between you two. Is it 13 years?
10, isn't it?
10?
How old are you now?
47.
I'm 36.
Okay, so it's 11. Sometimes it's 10, but then it's 11 again the next minute.
For a few months it's 11. Yeah. 10 or 11, depending on what time of the year it is.
Gotti Richie, are you guys both vegan? Yes! Andre, I just had a great idea for a scam. Send Whole Foods plant-based vegans complimentary stool test kits and then turn around and sell their super healthy stool for fecal plant transplant patients. Brilliant.
Get on that immediately.
Yeah.
Before
You can make a lot of money with that. Gotti, hey bro, what kinds of foods do you eat for muscle building? I like, obviously I make sure I get adequate protein for muscle building, so I shoot for about 200 grams of protein per day. But predominantly, like my main driver is I want to be healthy, so mostly I eat whole plant foods. So basically my diet is a lot of legumes, a lot of whole grains, some fruits and veg, particularly like higher calorie fruits like tropical and dried, so that I'm getting the caloric density in and not having to eat like too much food. I go a little higher on nuts, seeds, avocados than I would for optimal health, probably 25% of my calories. And I do use a couple of scoops of like a protein powder, or I might have a serving of seitan or tofu, like a more processed protein food, which I don't see as too unhealthy in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet basically. So yeah, mostly just from eating whole foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. A couple of processed protein products as well. Dean, Dauphine Noir potatoes with oat cream and garlic. So good, I've not thought of that. That does sound good. John Galt, have you resolved any health issues on vegan diet? You go first.
Hell yeah. Well, I've got an autoimmune thyroid condition, and doctors will say you can never cure or heal that. So I'm not trying to say like I'm healed or cured. I haven't had my antibody levels tested for a number of years. I'd like to, but in the UK, like, I'd have to pay a lot of money to do that, and it just hasn't been viable. But when it is viable at some point soon, yeah, I'd love to get a test. So
you've certainly been feeling much healthier, haven't you?
Yeah. So
let's put it that way.
I used to be like suicidally depressed. So your thyroid regulates. This is what I used to think it was all about. Now I think a lot of it is about mental, emotional stuff and like past trauma, which I've been working on for years as well. But so the thyroid regulates like your mood, your temperature, your your metabolism. So people tend to usually get really exhausted, really depressed, and put on a ton of weight. So I had all those things really bad. Like I didn't even want to sit up. I was too tired for that. I'd want to lay down all day at my worst. So exhausted. And just like acne and constipation, really bad. I could go a week without going to the toilet. I mean, that's terrible. Just, yeah, so many symptoms. And now, I'm not going to tell you that I feel perfect every single day all the time. Well, people mostly don't anyway. But I'm a million times better. I've got a really active life. We're so active, aren't we?
We're so active. I can't basically keep still.
I do so much, so much stuff, and I can cope, and I could not have done that many years ago. So I went vegan, and then within about a week, my health turned around so much, and then each year it just keeps getting better and better and better. That's my story.
Super chat. Lovely Lee Beeden, my IRL school friend, just donated £5. That's very generous. Great to see how far you've come. Keep up with this positive work. Thank you, brother.
Aww.
That is so lovely of you.
That's nice.
We should hook up at some point. We'll get Mr. Codling out, maybe young Christian as well, and we'll reprise the old gang. Hopefully, we won't have karate versus taekwondo versus Kuxul One fight like we used to have in some of the classes. But the other three of us used to all the different martial arts and fight about whose style was best.
It sounds like a Cobra Kai, but
yeah, it was a bit like that.
and what health issues have you had?
So my eyesight is more than twice as strong as before I started. I don't tend to get hay fever now. I can if I get like if I do like some like stimulants and things and get like a bit adrenally. Just like if I get like fatigued, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
So you mean like caffeine?
Yeah, if I get a lot of sort of stress, it can potentially come back. But by and large, I don't get hay fever anymore, and that used to be pretty debilitating to me.
It's like you had the flu or something.
Like I had the flu, really knackered, and just eyes and nose stream, and then I just couldn't do anything. So I just constantly had a tissue in my face. No more tendonitis, faster recovery, better energy. Typically, like better sleep.
And you've had so many clients, haven't you? PT and like nutrition clients.
Yeah.
And what have they reversed?
All kinds of
sexy things. Not sexy things, but
yeah,
like real proper diseases.
Type 2 diabetes, osteoarthritis.
Sexy success stories is kind of what I was trying to get.
Ulcerative colitis. That was a professional soccer player, like a football club captain actually. Yeah, depression as well. We've seen a lot of mental health gains in people.
It's like this one diet that is good, the best diet for everything, isn't it? You're
Yeah.
not going to eat a whole foods plant-based diet because you hope it might help you with your acne, and you're not going to at the same time not
benefit your heart and your
benefit
brain.
your heart. Yes, the same diet.
Yeah. Anyone would think it's our species-specific preferred fuel source. Great question.
Oh, isn't it? What time did we come on? Like 5 past or?
Yeah.
Okay. 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes, guys. Get your comments or questions in. Can I remember Jotaro? Or is it Jotaro? Oh, I've forgotten now. Joe or Jow? I'm going to say Jotaro, but it might be Joutaro. See, I've slept since then. Evening to you. Joe. Oh, it's Joe, isn't it? Because you said Joe, just call me Joe. Jotaro. Final answer. For this family, how much soy becomes too estrogenic for bodybuilders? I think you would have to eat so much. I think like at least half your calories would have to be. The only time you've ever seen any real issues with that is where they just fed nothing but soy isolate in rodent studies. You're not seeing that in humans. What you may see though, that apparently raises IGF-1 and cancer risk. But then I think proteins are breaking down into their constituent amino acids before they enter the body through the wall of the small intestine. So I think whether that quality, because the amino acid like profile is similar to that of like meat, which also gives you a serum IGF-1 raise. And I think, well, you know, if I'm eating a range of whole plant foods and getting the good range of aminos that are found in animal products, surely that's going to be the same risk. I don't know. And I wouldn't take loads of soy products just because of that. But also, I wouldn't have loads of soy. I wouldn't have loads of anything because for the best health, you need to eat a range of things. So, soy is good. It's a bean. It's super healthy. Beans are about the second healthiest thing you can put in your body. But I simply wouldn't go mad on any one food. Like, there's no need. There's loads of like protein sources. Gotti, can you at least answer questions like you're not reading my questions? Gotti, you may have not noticed, but you're not the only person in here. Chill the F out or I'll kick you out. Stop being a bellend. Wake up, son. Excess 2007, evening to you. Harvinder, busy watching the football, just wanted to fly by to say to you guys, made me become vegan. Oh! Yay. You guys made me become vegan. I mean, 6 months later, I lost 2 stones, getting close to healthy. Oh, so thank you. Round of applause for Harvinder, please. We've had a few people in with really interesting sounding. I'm going to guess an Indian name, is that? Very good. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, you're taking a snap. You're going to brag about it. Happy Healthy Life is in Switzerland there. We love you too, my friend. Thanks for joining. Derek is in the house. He's sticking up for us. Rishang. Well, Paul, there are some doctors who recommend against taking DHA. What is your opinion? My opinion is that they're basing that on studies where people ate fish oil supplements and then they blame the DHA. But fish oil also has all the contaminants that have, you know, so the oceans are the series of mankind. Plant life soaks up all the contaminants. Anything that we, like rubbish, chemicals, heavy metals, pesticides, PCPs, dioxins, you know, basically all our shit, pardon my French, ends up in the sea. Plant life soaks that up. Okay? But that's like a low concentration. You can still eat those plants. You can still eat that seaweed and you'll be all right. But tiny fish eat those plants for their whole lives, but they get eaten by bigger fish that are eating these tiny fish their whole lives, and then medium-sized fish are eating these moderately small fish who've eaten the tiny fish, who've eaten the plants their whole lives. So by the time you get up to, you know, like some of these big fish where we're getting the fish oil from, it's not just bioaccumulated, it's biomagnified. It's orders of magnitude more contaminated with horrible shit that you don't want to put in your body. So I think that's where that went wrong. I mean, the data is not really clear. There is sort of forcing against with DHA, but it's not something that I would worry about. We may not need it, like a really healthy person who doesn't have trouble converting, who's like a sort of average person, may not need it, but some DHA in a developing child, in an elderly person, like may potentially be a benefit. So the science is not conclusive. The science is not conclusive, but I think at this point we can infer that likely, you know, the small amount of DHA that you would have got from eating fish, if we supplement that, there does seem to be benefits from it for a vegan. And sometimes pescatarians do better than vegans in certain studies because the vegans aren't so savvy with the omega-3. It's such an essential nutrient, you know, and some people lack, the ability to change, to elongate ALA into EPA-DHA. Perhaps they've got a genetic mutation. They don't produce the elongase enzyme required. So, yeah. What I will say is, I don't have massive doses of it. I just have that 250 milligrams per day recommendation. So for me, I use the Viva Life supplement, and it's a lot stronger than 250. I basically take the Viva Life one Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I take that 3 days and I have 4 days off it. And so on average, I'm getting about that 250 a day on average throughout the week. So yeah, the science is not conclusive. It's likely a benefit to some. I think it's worthwhile. I wouldn't go super mad on it though. I wouldn't do massive. I would just do that 250 milligrams that you're missing out by not abusing sea creatures and eating sea flesh. Yeah. Gal, are omega-3s present in any leafy greens, and if so, are they very absorbable? I think there is actually DHA in some leafy greens. There's not a whole lot. But there is some, and yeah, it's absorbable. Yeah, it's great. Some things in greens like calcium. You get a lot more calcium from eating greens than dairy is only the calcium in dairy is only 30% bioavailable. So you're actually better off eating leaves for calcium, believe it or not. Andre McDougall says the vitamin E RDA is basically a non-issue if you're eating a whole food starchy diet, since it's mainly an anti-inflammatory vitamin. So we need less than SADIs. That's interesting. I wouldn't know about that, and I would want to see sort of data, because, but maybe he has seen data and he can prove it. Do you know what I mean? So, I wouldn't poo-poo him, but that certainly wouldn't be a mainstream recommendation. I'm sure you're right. I mean, even if it's not that nutrient, I'm sure there's lots of nutrients where that is a factor. I'm sure there is. But, it's not just... he's saying mainly an anti-inflammatory vitamin. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 things that vitamin E does, and I'm sure we don't know what the half of them are. But yeah, whether we do need as much as someone eating a horrible diet, yeah, perhaps we don't. It wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't want to risk it without some really good evidence, which perhaps he's got. Shelby, hey, what are your thoughts on taking creatine? Yeah, love it. It seems to... It's very efficacious for like 70% of people. 30% are non-responders, so it don't work. If your body weight doesn't go up within the first week or two of taking it, then you're a non-responder. It's been around for a long time now, and there doesn't seem to be any real health detriments. Does it? I think I've heard one thing. I think I've heard something about it turning some testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, which can give you like male pattern baldness, like hair loss for a male potentially. It can up the risk for that. Okay.
I just sort of feel like I want to kind of speak of this.
Sure.
Somebody, I can't remember who, but hid this comment. One of the moderators, and I don't blame you for hiding it. So. Good job. But I just sort of looked at it out of curiosity, and I just feel like, speaking of it, Jessica Flores is saying, I'm going to start back eating animals, help me. Nobody.
That's interesting language.
Nobody gives a beep about vegans, not even families, too hard. So what I really hear you saying is that tell me if I'm wrong, that the thing you're struggling with the most is how your family are treating you since you've gone vegan. So, tell me if I'm wrong about that. But that makes me think that it's not specifically the veganism that's the problem, it's the dynamic that you have in your family where you don't feel that your, beliefs, your identity is acceptable if you're different from them, that it's okay to be you, to be different, or to have a belief that they don't get, or something like that. So that's what I think needs working on, not deciding, I won't be vegan because they don't like it, we're all entitled to have our own beliefs and opinions and life that's separate from our family. And if our family don't respect us and allow us to have different opinions and beliefs and things like that, then that's really sad. And I can see why you'd find that so very hard, and you'd be thinking, oh, this is too much, like I can't take it. It sounds like it's not just this issue where it's like that. Because if it was just this one time, maybe you could handle it, but it sounds like it's if you zoom out, it's a bigger picture thing where you're just at the end of your tether, like you can't take any more whatever you're getting, shit from your family. So I do feel for you. That must be really hard, and that's what I'd look at. It sounds like maybe you can't necessarily work on that with your family if they're not being open to things that are about you, like you being vegan. So my advice to you would be to speak to someone like a counsellor, because this is the great thing about doing that kind of talk therapy, that healing work. You can heal the relationship dynamic without them even being there. I know that sounds kind of crazy and like, how could that be a thing? But it totally can be a thing. You can look at their impact on you. You can do work where it's like you are imagining that they're actually there. And you can heal some stuff so that you don't feel so triggered by them, or you don't have so many wounds. So like it's like you can show up to people and it's as if there's been grievances for so long. It's like you've got open wounds around them, if you want to look at it in a physical way. And it's like you just can't take any more. It's like a slight breeze, and you're in so much pain because like there's so much resentment and hurt and things like that in certain relationships. So if you do some work yourself, solo from them, maybe you'll show up different. Maybe you'll be a different person, and then the dynamic has to change, because they can't continue being the way that they are if you're a different person and you're not responding to them in the same way that you're used to in that dynamic, etc. Things like that. I hope it's kind of making sense, but that's just how I see it. I could be completely wrong about what you've said, but just don't give up on the things that you believe in and the things that you want to do with your life, because of other people, because that's really sad. And eventually you'll become just so resentful at people if you're not living a life that's the life that you want to live. At first it's like you're trading the what is that saying? You're kind of trading the discomfort, of what it's like when you're trying to be authentic. You're trading that for some sort of temporary getting on and things being like okay, but in the long term, my friend at the door. In the long term, you will just more and more be feeling like you're not living an authentic life. It's a life that you want to be living, and you'll just be miserable. I've sort of been on a path like that of not living an authentic life. And you can handle it for a time, but the more the years go by, you're so off track with where it is that you want to be in life that it's just too much. And in the end, that could be like there's nothing about your life that you enjoy, and it's just like why would you want it? It's like I'm really passionate about like authenticity. Not that I'm some kind of expert at it and I'm really great at it, but it's very hard. It's very hard when we can't live an authentic life. We feel we can't because of people. Thanks, lovely. Because of people around us, how they respond to us. So there's some relationship dynamics there that I think. And
I would say maybe look for some vegan friends as well.
Yeah.
It can be harder depending on where you are in the world, but in Norwich, like every other person seems to be bloody vegan. So. Great
advice. Yeah. If you feel like you're in this world where it's just you and everybody doesn't agree with what your lifestyle or whatever your beliefs, it can feel so hard, like you're under attack all the time. But if you've got an island to go to, you've got this place where you go there and people say, oh yeah, that's really hard, isn't it? Like I've experienced that, or this is what I do, or come to this vegan meetup. Like you have a place where you can breathe and you can just feel supported, and
it's like a fresh breath air.
You belong. I hope that's helpful.
Right, I guess we better go and do some other stuffs.
Okay.
Well done for speaking to that. I think it's difficult sometimes, isn't it? Because we didn't want to sort of have to think about people going back to eating animals, but sometimes and oftentimes it's people sort of trolling, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people.
But I don't think that one was.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for thanks moderators for keeping us troll free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on the toast.
the wolves from the law.
And the cameras rolling.
And Jessica, come back here, become part of this community. Everybody here
Yeah,
will
we
support
love you.
Come and tell us how things are, and you'll get validation and support here. We're here Monday and Friday, us two. Paul's here other days on his own. Maybe click the bell icon so you can get like notified. Just come out here, come and hang out here, so you can have a place where you feel like you're not just going crazy in the world.
Yeah, for real. What else? If you're new, we'd love you to become part of this wonderful community. So hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon.
Yeah.
What else? Follow us on the gram, hench_herbivore.
Gemma_herbivore. You connect on there with us too. And if you're a channel member or Patreon, we've got a Discord server where we hang out also in between streams.
Buy our books, you bastards.
If you want more advice about like protein and stuff, there's a protein book, or just about how to eat good. It's all in the books, and there's loads of good recipes if you want to know how to eat healthy. This is kind of what he said, but I just said it in a different way.
They are still half price. Right, is that everything? That's everything. I'm back tomorrow morning. I don't know what time, like maybe about 8:30 a.m. I'll put a little notification on the gram and that. So I hope you'll come and hang out with me, or I'll be Billy No Mates.
I'll be in bed. Well, no, I won't be meditating by that time, so you won't see me.
Yeah.
Let's not forget to chat to Mooncat.
Mooncat.com. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. We love you very much. It's good night for me.
Good night for me.
Good night.
Don't keep doing all those weird things you do.
Oh, someone else is subscribed.
Oh, good.
Thanks. We need to be more popular. It's for my frail ego. Oh, and Mark Atkins. He's good.
Everyone keeps doing it.